So tell me if you've heard this one before. All you've got to do to lose weight is to eat less and exercise more. Comment below if you've never ever heard that saying before. Well, I guess I really shouldn't call it a saying because it has been like exercise, weight loss, gospel for probably over 30 plus years. I remember hearing this when I first got into this industry, when I first got into this business over 30 years ago. Eat less. All you got to do is eat less and exercise more, and that's all you need to do to lose weight. And it makes absolute perfect sense on the surface, but the question is, why does it not work? Why are there so many people that have done this over and over and over again, and yet they're still overweight? Well, in today's video, I'm going to explain exactly why eating less and exercising more is horrible weight loss advice, and I'm going to tell you what you should do instead. So let's get into the video. So guys, before we get into the video, my name is Mr. Fitness, the body transformation specialist, and on my channel, I talk a lot about weight loss. But I also talk about a lot of other topics related to weight loss. So if you want the absolute best information on how you can lose the most amount of weight the quickest, then you're definitely going to want to consider subscribing to my channel and hit that bell notification so you never ever miss another weight loss tip. Now that we got that out of the way, let's get into the video. So again, on the surface, eat less and exercise more is perfect weight loss advice. And a lot of people that try this are initially really successful with weight loss. But unfortunately, this weight loss is only temporary. And what a lot of people realize, if not all people that have tried to lose weight this way, is that after a while, they start gaining the weight back, and a lot of them gain not only the weight that they lost back, but they gain a lot more. So the question is, what's happening here? Why is it that you initially lose weight, but then the weight loss comes to an end? So to keep it absolutely simple here, and to make this as understandable as possible, what happens is your body adjusts to the amount of calories you're taking in. And this is what we commonly know as the plateau. The one thing about the plateau is that when you hit your plateau, the one thing that most people notice is they all of a sudden start to get hungry again. And it could have gone weeks and weeks and weeks without you being hungry, but once you hit that dreaded plateau, that's when you really start to notice this hunger that you might not have even noticed prior to your diet. And at this point, what you might even notice is that eating your new normal amount of calories will tend to start to cause you to gain weight. And this causes most people to say, screw it. And it's reasonable to feel that way. You've been doing something for weeks or months and it's been getting you results, but now all of a sudden it stopped. And the common thing to do is to say, if I just keep doing it, it'll keep working. And then you start gaining weight. So you start to think that I'm starving myself. I can't eat the things that I want to eat. And not only am I not losing weight, but I'm starting to gain weight. So what happens is you give in and you give up. Look, the reality is starvation diets don't work. These low-calorie, extremely low-calorie diets don't work. And the reason why they are so bad in the long run is they really, really screw up your metabolism. And what a lot of people notice is that the more often they do these diets, if you do them once, they're not that bad. But the more often you do them, you do one after the next, after the next, after the next. Each and every time you do them, you screw up your metabolism even more. And after each and every starvation diet, what happens is it becomes harder and harder to lose weight the next time. I mean, I've coached many clients off of these starvation diets that have done one after the next for many years. And it oftentimes takes them 6 months or longer for their metabolisms to finally bounce back and get them to start losing weight again. So the question is, what do we do instead? What should I do if I want to finally lose weight and keep it off? Is there something that I can do beyond the starvation diets? And the answer is yes. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to share with you 3 things that you should do that'll help you finally start losing weight and not only lose the weight, but keep it off. So the first thing you should do is cut the carbs. So there's one thing that all successful diets ask you to do. And that one thing is cut carbs. But do you know why all successful diets ask you to cut carbs? It's because it works. So low carb diets work by decreasing the production of insulin. Now, you've probably heard me talk about insulin before if you watched any of my other videos, and insulin is simply our fat storage hormone. And when insulin levels are high by eating a lot of carbohydrates, fat storage goes up. However, when insulin levels are low, fat storage goes down. Your body actually starts to burn fat instead of store it. I know insulin gets a lot of flack, and it gets a bad rap in the weight loss industry, but insulin is not the bad guy. Matter of fact, we actually need insulin. Without it, we die, but we need very small amounts of it. And when insulin is low, again, fat loss goes up. You start to lose more fat and you start to gain less of it. Now, you may have even heard some people say that carbs are your body's preferred source of energy, but that's simply not true. The reason why people say that is because when carbs are available for energy, which they almost always are, because we never really give our bodies a rest from eating carbs, your body simply can't tap into fat for energy because insulin, again, is high. And insulin does what? It causes our bodies to store fat and to stop burning it. So the second thing you can do to lose weight instead of eating less and exercising more is to eat more fat. Now, just like eat less and exercise more makes perfect sense, so does the saying that if you eat fat, you're going to gain fat. But just like the one about eating less and exercising more is false, this one is completely false as well. Now, the truth is, if you want to burn fat, you've actually got to eat fat. Now remember, with this whole thing we're trying to accomplish, this weight loss thing, we're actually trying to burn fat. Now I know it sounds crazy to eat fat, to burn fat, but hear me out. I'm going to explain. So chances are, if you're watching this video, you've heard of the ketogenic diet before. And the ketogenic diet is a high fat, low carb, moderate protein diet. And remember, before we talked about insulin and insulin causing your body to store fat. Well, remember that insulin is produced through carbohydrates, not through fat. Fat is one of the only macronutrients that does not cause your body to produce insulin. Therefore, eating fat does not cause your body to store fat. And remember, when insulin is low, fat burning is high. And fat actually has 9 calories per gram as compared to protein and carbs, 4 calories per gram. Fat is actually a better source of energy for your body than either fat or carbs. But how exactly does eating fat cause your body to burn fat? Well, remember earlier how I said that in order for your body to burn fat as energy, there needed to be a reason. And that reason is a lowered amount of insulin. Well, again, fat is the only macronutrient that does not cause your body to release insulin. And when that insulin is low from not eating carbohydrates, your body is forced to tap into fat. This is why the ketogenic diet is so successful at helping people lose weight. So you might even be asking yourself at this point, what exactly is low enough carbs to get my body to start burning fat? Well, the one thing to remember is this is a low carb diet, not a no carb diet. And what I found over the years of working with my coaching clients is that keeping your carbs below 50 grams per day is a great sweet spot to really give you the carbs that your body wants, while also giving your body the ability or the time it needs to start burning fat. And the third thing you can do instead of eating less and exercising more is eat more protein. So the main thing you want to do in any successful diet is to limit hunger. And hunger is actually the main reason why most diets fail. And I know if you've been on any of those starvation diets before, then you have no idea what it feels like to be able to lose all the weight you want to lose while never being hungry. But today we're going to change that, because that's exactly what happens when you incorporate the right amount of protein into your diet. So you've probably heard that protein or muscle is made up of primarily protein. So protein is not only the backbone of your muscles, but protein is really, really good at keeping you satisfied while keeping your calories relatively low. I mean, one of the main benefits of protein for weight loss is that it's very difficult to overeat. But how exactly does protein keep you more satisfied and help you lose weight? Well, there's a few ways that protein does this, but the first way is that protein suppresses a hormone called or known as ghrelin. Now, ghrelin is our hunger hormone, so whenever you're hungry, that's ghrelin being produced. Now, ghrelin is produced in our stomachs, but when you eat protein, the thing that happens is that ghrelin production is stopped. The effects of ghrelin or the effects of protein on ghrelin can actually last for hours. This is why, like I said before, it is very hard to overeat protein, because when you eat protein, you just feel full. Now, the second way that protein helps to eliminate our hunger is by the production or increasing the production of two other hormones. These two hormones are polypeptide YY and cholecystic kinine or CKK, or it's actually CCK, my bad. Now, polypeptide YY works by decreasing your desire to eat. So when this hormone is higher, you want to eat less, or your desire to eat is decreased. Now, cholecystic kinine or CCK works by making the food that's in your stomach pass through your stomach much slower, making you feel full longer. And this hormone not only works with protein, but it also works with fat. So those are the two main reasons why protein is great at not only keeping you satisfied, but helping you lose a lot of weight much faster. But there is another reason why protein is so great at helping you lose a lot of weight. The protein actually has a direct connection to your metabolism by something called the thermic effect of food. Now, simply put, the thermic effect of food is the amount of energy that's required for your body to break down and to process and to digest the foods that you eat. And the thermic effect of carbs and fat are half that of protein, which simply means that your body has to speed up your metabolism twice as much to burn protein as it does for fat and carbs. Matter of fact, there was a study of 130 men and women, and they were fed either a group A or a diet with either high protein and low carbs, or a diet of high carbs and low protein. And after 4 months, the group on the low carb, high protein lost 22% more body fat than the other group. And the crazy thing was, they did this while both groups eating the same amount of calories. So yes, guys, it is absolutely horrible advice to just exercise more and eat less to lose weight. And hopefully by now you understand why. Have you gone on one of those traditional low calorie diets before in the past, those starvation diets, and how was it? Leave your answer below in the comments and let me know. And check out this video right here, because in it I go over the 5 ways to reduce your hunger and lose weight faster.